He's a key part of a football program that this past season won one of the state's toughest districts on the way to enjoying one of the area's best seasons. And yet his jersey doesn't get dirty. He doesn't wear a helmet. He isn't even in high school. That is the power of Reid Smith. His story features so many different branches, and so we invite you in for the next several minutes for a boy who reinforces to everyone around him what life is really about. He sometimes gets swallowed up in the excitement, dwarfed by wound-up high school football players taking the field. But whether you see him or not, 12-year-old Reid Smith is there, always there, leading the Buffaloes onto the field, except for the one time he wasn't.
I think Reid missed one half of a game, and that was probably the worst half I've ever played.
Bad halves are few and far between for quarterback Max DiDomenico, the 26-6A offensive MVP in leading the Buffs to the district title this past season. DiDomenico has been a huge part of the program's success the last several years, and that includes the second half of that San Marcos game, for which it turns out Reid was late, not absent.
He came back, and I had like 5 touchdowns that game. It was crazy.
Coincidence, right? Well, maybe. Though very little in Reid's young life has been left to chance. Actually, the life-altering decisions started even before birth.
When we went in for our 16-week sonogram, we were told that Reid had fluid around his kidneys and his heart, and a few other organs were affected. And the doctor looked at me and said, you know, you either have an infection in utero and you're going to lose him, or he's going to have major issues like chromosomal issues. And so, would you like to continue with the pregnancy?
Tina Smith didn't think twice, and so in monitoring the pregnancy closely, doctors induced at 36 weeks. Though not fully healthy, Reid was healthy enough to go home with mom and dad.
It was an emotional time, but it was pretty amazing to get through that. And we were like, okay, like we got this. We thought that was the end of that chapter.
But during a routine exam with Reid's urologist when he was just 2, doctors found a softball-sized tumor in his right kidney and told Tina and Ruben it was likely cancerous. But removing the tumor and starting chemotherapy weren't options because of Reid's kidney issues.
His little body wouldn't have been able to take both of those. So they decided to pre-treat the cancer. We did 6 weeks of chemo, and they did scans on him, and they came back and said that he wasn't responding to the chemo.
When you hear there's nothing else we can do,
my heart dropped, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. And I knew that God had a plan for Reid, and my faith our faith got us through it, and I knew that immediately we just had to get on the phone and get in contact with the right people.
That led the Smiths to the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, formerly Santa Rosa, where doctors eventually removed the tumor during a 6-hour surgery. Reid would spend the next year at the hospital, or the resort, as his family would come to call it.
We just made the best of our time there, and everybody was so amazing. So it wasn't hard to do, but they saved his life.
I raise money for child cancer research.
Almost 11 years since leaving the resort, the Smiths found themselves back at the Children's Hospital of San Antonio last Monday. Except this time, the visit wasn't for medical treatment. It was for star treatment. The Children's Miracle Network named Reid their 2020 champion. Spotlight, nothing new for Reid.
I'd love to be able to shave Reid's head for this.
Just the day before, he sat front and center for St. Baldwick's, a nonprofit that raises money for childhood cancer research. His newly bald head good for some $3,000, albeit with some help. Former Clemens football standout and older brother, the aforementioned Max DiDomenico, Zach, agreed to have his head shaved too, before he really went to work.
Impromptu decision, And I was like, let me get my boy Jake over here. You know, he's my best little buddy next door.
So I just walked in supporting Reid, and Zach was begging me to shave my head. I was like, at the end, I was like, I'll do it for Reid and all the suffering kids.
When I got up there, I was like, well, if we could let's try to get Max up here. You know, he likes his flow, quarterback, you know, preppy stylist. I was like, come on, we could shave his head.
No, I was like, I'm not. Like, I can't do it.
His friend Xadrian was there, and I was like, oh, we could get both of them.
Somehow, Zach went up there, got the mic.
And goes, if I raise $500, my brother has to come up here with me. And I was like, yeah, all right.
So I went around. Coach Mulder only shaved half my head, so I had hair flying out the sides, but none in the middle. I walked around looking crazy, but I was able to get over $600 more.
Coach Mulder is Buffalo's offensive coordinator, Brad Mulder, though in this case, he's one of a band of brothers and a blood brother of sorts to Reid. There from even before day one, Brad celebrated with Tina and Ruben Smith at Reid's baby shower. 4 years ago, he was diagnosed with renal cell carcinoma, the same type of cancer Reid faced.
I have a hard time calling myself a cancer survivor, because I didn't have to do half the things that these guys did, you know. And you know, we have a bond. We do. I don't ever talk about it very much, but it's something that he and I'll share for the rest of our lives.
A life that for Reid is closing in on 10 years cancer-free. That would come in November. Fittingly, in the midst of what should be another fantastic football season for Clemens, with Reid leading the way for the Buffaloes on the field as well.
I think about the team and how they mean a lot to me, and I think like I've had a lot more stuff worse to happen to me, and so I just keep fighting through it.
He's an inspiration to me and the community.
Reid is everything.
Everything we do is for Reid and because of Reid. Reid will always be in my head, and no matter what, he's going to be my best friend. I love him forever.
He is our lifeblood.
Really, it makes me feel like I'm a part of the team. Like I have brothers that have my back for me.
A special thank you to Reid, Tina, and the Smith family for allowing us to introduce you to Reid. We appreciate the awesome Clemens community for their time and their assistance. And thanks to the Children's Hospital of San Antonio and the organization Hope Hits Harder for access important to this story. There's a Facebook page named Reid Smith, the Little Fighter, that draws attention to local kids battling the different forms of cancer. The page includes information on how you can get involved in the fight against a disease that affects so many.